Good evening, everyone. We're so happy tonight to have Miss Nell Stokes with us to talk to us about her life experience of being involved with the civil rights movement. She has a wonderful story, and we could learn so much from her. So let's listen to her story and how the civil rights movement has impacted her.
Hi. Thank you, Pastor Antonio, for asking me to talk about my time volunteering in the civil rights movement. It all began many, many, many years ago when I was 16 years old. I lived in Montgomery, Alabama, and on December 1st, Rosa Parks got arrested, and I was there. And well, actually, on December 1st, what happened was she got arrested and was taken to jail. On December 4th, she was, Mr. Nixon paid her bond to get out of jail. And so Mr. Nixon, he was an active person in Montgomery, Alabama, and it was his idea to have a boycott just for a day to just show that Black folk were not happy with what was going on in Montgomery, and especially having the situation with the buses that had been going on for some time. And so the bus boycott actually started on the 4th and was going to go for one day, but it went for 381 or 391 days. Everybody just got involved. And the reason I got involved is probably because, well, inquiring mind wants to know. I'm a little bit nosy. And so Eddie Posey, a man in Montgomery, owned a taxi stand, and at the building where his taxis came to park was the headquarters for the bus boycott. And people were in there milling around and working, and I would walk past there and see them and wondered what was happening. So one day I just decided to walk in to see if there was anything I could do. And so what happened is I got to help him out for several weeks. I would think maybe 6 or 7 weeks I worked there as a volunteer, just doing whatever I was asked to do, like being a go do this, go do that. Can you pick this up? Can you walk this person? Can you carry their groceries? Whatever there was to do. And so that's how I actually got involved. And it touched my heart so much to know that there was this little thing I could do. And because of that, it stayed with me. And then I decided I wanted to become a registered voter. And I went to the courthouse to register. And in Montgomery, Alabama at the time, you had to pay $5. So it took me a while to save up the $5. And I went to take the test. And of course, they told me I failed. And I asked why, and they just said, "Get out of here, gal. You don't need to know." And I went back in about a month or so, and I think it took me that long to save up another $5. And I didn't pass it that time either. There were like 161 questions or something like that. And so I gave up. I didn't bother to do that. But then later on, 1963, my family, I was married by then. I had 4 kids. My family moved to Albany, New York. And we moved in October 1963. And of course, in November was election day, and we went to vote. And I went in, there was this building on South Pearl Street. I lived on McCarty Avenue, right off South Pearl Street. And there was this building down the road a piece that they use as the headquarters for voting. So it was a building that had 2 sides and 2 doors. So one door was on the other side was the entrance. And then you went in that door, and you didn't have to register. You just had to sign your name and your address, and then you could vote. And so I voted. Well, I was encouraged to go vote by my in-laws. And so I went in, I voted, and I came out the door, the exit door, and there was this worker there who shook my hand and thanked me so much for voting and palmed me with a $5 bill. And so what I did was I just let the money fall on the floor and walked away. So he said, "You're going to take it?" "No, I don't want it." And I walked away. Well, I had committed a sin because my in-laws yelled at me because I didn't take the money. Because apparently in Albany County at the time, that was what people did. They bought your vote. And I felt like it was an insult to me to give me $5 to vote for someone. Because I had just got here, so I didn't really know who I was voting for anyway. But my in-laws had said to me, "Vote down Democrat all the way." It's like, okay, because I don't know yet. I'll do what they said because I really want to vote. And if I can go vote and don't have to pay $5, then that's a good thing. Yeah, so since then, I've been pretty active in the community, throwing in a whole bunch of sides, which is okay with me. You know, I don't mind. You got to stand for something or you fall for anything. And so I try to be involved in the different community agencies and organizations that mean something to me, like the NAACP and the League of Women Voters, and different organizations that help families and children sort of focus on what's right and what's just. I love the League of Women Voters because they are a nonpartisan organization, and they help you to figure out your polling place, how to vote, where to vote, and they don't tell you who to vote for, but on their website you can go and find information about each candidate and read what they write for them about themselves. Then you learn about them, and you can make a informed choice about who to vote for in every election. And in my estimation, well, what I think is that everybody who's able to vote should vote in every election, and not just for president, but for school board, for city council, for all the local elections. Politics is local. And if you don't start local, then you won't be able to build up to what you need to do nationally. So especially the primary, that's the most important election there is, because a lot of decisions are made just by the primary. Because if someone's doesn't have anybody running against them, if they get voted in the primary, they're going to get voted in the national election. So you need to vote in the primary. You need to vote in everything. But you need to do your research. You can't just vote for people just because somebody else said to. You have to research, ask questions, go on their website, talk to them, make sure you know what you're voting for, why you're voting, and vote in your own interests, not in the interests of other people. So the comment I was making is that if you're not careful, history will repeat itself. And so all the young people need to know our history, need to know what it took for us to get to where we are now, because if not, we won't be able to make changes for those coming behind us. It's like every single individual should know our history, all the ugly, all the sadness, all the joy, all the happiness, every single bit of it, because it all makes a difference in the end. It's one of the reasons why I started the African American Essay Contest when I worked for the YWCA, is because I was so sick and tired of people talking about Black folk and how we're lazy and we don't do this and we don't do that. I wanted to show how without us, America wouldn't be what it is today. We have the light bulb because a Black man perfected the mechanism that went in it in order for it to actually work well. So someone else gets credit for the light bulb, but it was a Black man that perfected the mechanisms in there in order for it to do what it's supposed to do. And even the red light, People stop at red lights every day. Well, a black man invented that. So he's telling you to stop, to wait, and to go. And people need to know that. Children don't know that. You take it for granted. The red light's always been there. White man must have did it. No, it was a black man that did it. And even your shoes you wear, the bottom on it, there was a black man that perfected the lasting machine that makes your shoes. And people need to know that. People don't know that. And it's unfortunate that our children don't know that we made America with blood, sweat, and tears. And we died so they could vote. And that's why we need to have us get up and go out and vote. Go in your pajamas, who cares? But get up and go.